Good afternoon and welcome to Durham Bulls Athletic Park for the Board Ninjas Woodworking presentation of the New York Mets at the Durham Bulls. If you're new to the group, we hit 1,000 members today. I want to welcome you and kind of let you know what the Utopian Baseball Universe is before we get started today. We launched this group back in March of 2020. Last year, we presented an entire season of simulated baseball for about 80 people. And then February of this year, it blew up. We're now at 1,000 members. We hit 1,000 today. So the Utopian Baseball Universe is a fictional league, 32 teams, 156 game schedule. Every roster is consisted of all-time greats, many favorites of mine, a lot of today's superstars, and I use a random number generator to pull box scores from the past. And I hit shuffle, and I basically map those results into my schedule. I present the results as if they're happening to try to tell a alternate story, if you will. Every day we simulate one game, either using Xbox or this right here. This was made by John Boyd from Board Ninjas Woodworking. We do one of these a month, and it's always a Mets game because I'm a Mets fan. And then on the days where you don't see this, we do one game daily on Xbox. Some days we don't present an Xbox game. Some days we do two, like tomorrow with the Bucks in the NBA championship. We're not going to have an Xbox game tomorrow, but we'll resume that Wednesday. This is our July presentation of the Board Ninjas Woodworking Mets games. Like I said, we do one a month. Next month, I forget the exact day, but Universe member Tim St. Clair and I are going to simulate that game together on the air, live on Facebook and live on YouTube. And that's going to be Yankees Mets. Very much looking forward to that. So today, we've got the New York Mets at the Durham Bulls. Again, if you're new to the group, you're probably thinking, well, Durham Bulls, that's not a major league team. To get the universe to 32 teams, I brought back the Montreal Expos and I promoted the Durham Bulls. We had an expansion draft last March. You'll see here, these are a lot of names you're going to recognize. But let me give you the starting lineups. For the New York Mets, center fielder Turkey Stearns, Negro League Hall of Famer. We added all the Negro League Hall of Famers to the universe. Each team has at least one. Third base, David Wright. First base, Pete Alonso. Catcher, Mike Piazza. Right fielder, Darryl Strawberry. Shortstop, Howard Johnson. Second base, Jeff McNeil. Left field, Curtis Granderson. And pitching today for the Mets, Steven Matz. For the Bulls, left fielder, Monty Irvin. Center fielder, Carlos Beltran. First base, Johnny Mize. Catcher, Josh Gibson. Right fielder, Dwight Evans. Shortstop, Gleyber Torres. Third base, Gio Urshela. Second base, Keston Hiura. And pitching today for the Durham Bulls, Matt Harvey. Again, the Durham Bulls are made up a lot of that roster is players that didn't make the rosters of the teams that they would mostly associate with. Like, for example, Dwight Evans was a lifelong Red Sox. I think he finished his career in Baltimore. The Red Sox outfield is stacked. You got Ted Williams, Carl Yastrzemski, Jim Rice. I didn't see him getting a lot of at-bats in Boston, so he's the right fielder in Durham. Carlos Beltran. I like the outfielders that I chose for the Mets, so Beltran plays center field for the Durham Bulls. As for the standings, we have four divisions of 8, East, North, West, and South. The Durham Bulls belong to the Utopian South, and the Mets belong to the Utopian East. Right now, Durham is in 5th place in the South. The Mets are in 7th place in the East. Today, again, we're going to simulate today's game on the Board Ninjas Woodworking board. You can see every dice outcome has a result. So a double 3 is a walk, double 4 is a strikeout, and so on. These games usually take me about 40 minutes to simulate, maybe a little longer. Again, we do this once a month, and then we'll have our Xbox games resuming on Wednesday. So, unfortunately, I don't have like a dual camera system here, so you're just going to have to put up and look at my ugly face for the next 45 minutes as we simulate the New York Mets at the Durham Bulls from Durham Bulls Athletic Park. And I'll try to do good to update the score best I can. Sometimes I forget to do that, but I'll verbalize it throughout the broadcast. So without further ado, it's Mets and Bulls from Durham Bulls Athletic Park. Leading off the first inning for the Mets, center fielder Turkey Stearns facing Matt Harvey. And Stearns leads off the game with a single up the middle. All right, so the Mets have a man on first with nobody out. And David Wright flies out to center field. That's going to get caught. One away here in the first. First baseman Pete Alonso. And Alonso hits a pop-up. The shortstop calling for it. He's got it, 2 away. So the Mets have 1 on and 2 out for the catcher, Mike Piazza, facing Matt Harvey. Here's the pitch. And Piazza lines to third, and that's going to end the inning. So the Mets get a leadoff single from Stearns. He's left stranded. As we completed 1/2 inning, it's the Mets 0 and the Durham Bulls coming up. All right, leadoff batter for the Durham Bulls is left fielder Monty Irvin. And Monty Irvin leads off the inning with a base hit to center. So just like the Mets, the Durham Bulls get a single to lead off their inning from a Negro League Hall of Famer. Monty Irvin at first, Carlos Beltran now up for the Bulls. Beltran hits a ground ball to second. They're going to get 2 here. 4-6-3 double play for the Mets. So Steven Matz gets the double play ball. So suddenly we have 2 outs here in the first, and Johnny Mize the batter. And Mize lines out to second, and that'll end the inning for Durham. So, again, leadoff single wasted at the end of 1 here in Durham. It's the Mets nothing and the Bulls nothing. All right, so we're just trying to make an edit here. It's a little bit harder to do on my phone. So there we go. Mets nothing, Bulls nothing. Second inning. Leading off the second for the Mets, Darryl Strawberry facing Matt Harvey. And Strawberry singles to right field. Once again, leadoff batter on for the Mets. That brings up Howard Johnson hitting from the left side versus Harvey. And Johnson looks at a strike 3. 1 away here in the second. First strikeout for the Dark Knight. 1 on, 1 out. Jeff McNeil, the batter. And McNeil pops up into foul territory. Does Ursula have room? He does. 2 away. So just like last inning, the Mets get the leadoff batter on. The next 2 commit outs, and Curtis Granderson here with 2 outs in the second. And Granderson grounds to the second baseman, and he picks and fires and gets him. Mets get the leadoff batter on, but again, nothing doing as we head to the bottom of the second. No score here from Durham. Mets and Bulls. You're watching the Utopian Baseball Universe Network here on Facebook and YouTube. Everything's a simulcast now. Here we go. Bottom of the second for the Durham Bulls. Josh Gibson, the catcher. And Gibson pops up to shallow center field. And that's going to be caught by Stearns. One away here in the second. Dwight Evans, the batter. And Dwight Evans hits a shot to third, but snabbed by David Wright, 2 away. The shortstop, Gleyber Torres, batting for Durham here in the second. And he looks at a called strike 3. Steven Matz gets out of the second inning, 1-2-3 inning. No score here in Durham. All right, let's make an edit here. Again, I've got big fingers. Sometimes I make some boo-boos as far as graphics, but there we go. Mets and Bulls. We've whipped through 2 innings here, no score. Leadoff batter for the Mets here in the third inning is going to be Steven Matz. Now, Matz getting the start today. Jacob deGrom experienced some forearm tightness for the Mets. He was scheduled to go today, but Matz is going to get the start versus his former teammate, Matt Harvey. The Mets are thinking that deGrom will be ready Sunday as the Mets travel to Atlanta to face the Braves. Henry Aaron, Eddie Matthews, Ronald Acuna Jr. The Braves won the Utopian last year, beating the Cincinnati Reds in 5 to become the inaugural Utopian Baseball Universe champions. So he wants to be ready for that, and I'm sure he will be. So again, top of the third, no score. Steven Matz facing his former teammate, Matt Harvey. And Matz hits a fly ball to center, but that's going to be caught by Carlos Beltran, 1 away. No score here in the third inning. It's the Mets and Bulls. Here's Turkey Stearns. He singled his first time. And Stearns hits a fly ball to right field. Fairly deep, but it looks like that's going to be caught out there by Dwight Evans, 2 away. And with 2 outs, that brings up David Wright. He flew out to center his last time. And he hits a fly ball to left field, and that's going to be caught. So all 3 outfielders for the Bulls record outs here in the third inning. First 1-2-3 inning for Matt Harvey. So still no score here in Durham, Mets and Bulls. Mets have 2 hits, singles by Stearns and Strawberry. Durham had a leadoff single by Monty Irvin. So no score here in the third. Leadoff batter is going to be Gio Urshela, the third baseman for the Durham Bulls. And he draws a 4-pitch walk from Matt. So the leadoff batter is on. Second baseman Keston Hira. Hira strikes out swinging, 1 away. Second strikeout for Matz. One on, one out, Matt Harvey, the batter. Harvey pops up behind the plate. Piazza is going to squeeze this one, 2 away. 2 outs here in the third. Leadoff batter, Monty Irvin, with 2 outs and a man on. And he hits one down the left field line, but that is caught out there by Curtis Granderson. So the Bulls go down here in the third. They waste a leadoff walk. At the end of 3 here in Durham, no score, Mets and Bulls. Quick one so far for you. So again, looking at the box score, each team with 2 hits. I take that back. Mets have 2 hits. Durham has 1 hit. They drew a walk in the third. Top of the fourth now. Matt Harvey pitching for the Bulls. Leadoff batter is going to be Pete Alonso, polar bear, as it were. And Pete Alonso hits a ground ball to short. That's going to be flipped over to Johnny Mize, 1 away. Mike Piazza, the batter. Piazza hits a deep fly ball to center, but Carlos Beltran is going to camp under that. 2 away. Darryl Strawberry singled his first time. And he flies to deep right, but that also going to be caught. So we've seen a lot of deep fly balls in this game. Nothing's left the yard yet. Durham gets out of it a 1-2-3 inning. Harvey has retired the last 9 Mets he's faced. Darryl Strawberry had the last hit for the Mets to lead off the second. And Harvey's retired his last 9. So we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. No score here in Durham. Mets and Bulls. You're watching the Board Ninjas Woodworking presentation of Mets baseball. Again, we do one of these a month. Join me in August as me and Tim St. Clair will simulate a Yankees-Mets game. And because he's my guest on the show, I'm going to let him be the Mets. I'll wear a Yankees cap that day, and I'm going to try to win, the game. We're going to make this fair. So here we go. Bottom of the 4th, no score. Steven Matz has given up 1 hit. He's walked 1. He struck out 2. He's facing Carlos Beltran in the 4th. Leads off the inning for Durham, and he hits a single up the middle. Second base hit for the Bulls. So the leadoff man on for Durham. One on, nobody out. Johnny Mize, the batter. Mize hits a fly ball to center, lazy fly ball. Turkey Stearns has this one, 1 away. Josh Gibson, the batter. He flew out to center field his first time. And he looks at a called strike 3. 2 away. That's the 3rd strikeout for Matz. Man on first for Dwight Evans. And Evans hits a fly ball to left field, and that is going to get caught. So a leadoff single for the Bulls goes to waste at the end of 4 innings. Still no score here in Durham. All right. So we're in the top of the 5th inning. No score here. We've seen some really wild games in these presentations. I think we saw an 11-8 game once, 13-6. This is the opposite. Each team has 2 hits. Singles from the Mets by Darryl Strawberry and Turkey Stearns. Singles by the Bulls from Monty Irvin and Carlos Beltran. Matz has struck out 3 and walked 1. Matt Harvey has just 1 strikeout, but he's retired his last 9 batters he's faced as Howard Johnson steps in to lead off the 5th. And, okay, so we rolled a double or triple, so I have to roll again. If I get a 6, it's a triple, and it's a 4. So Howard Johnson leads off the 5th inning with a gap double. So we have a man on second and nobody out. The hardest part about this, just like in real life, is keeping track of my scorebook here. This one looks pretty clean because it's been basically a pitcher's duel so far, but just making sure that I have everything in line here. It helps to tell the story a little bit easier. The Mets have a guy on second with nobody out. Jeff McNeil is going to be the batter. Jeff McNeil hit an inside the park home run this past weekend in a heartbreaking loss. The Mets were actually, it was 1-1 in the 8th inning. The only run the Mets scored was an inside the park home run by Jeff McNeil. David Wright hit a 2-run homer in the 8th yesterday to give the Mets the lead, and then John Franco gave up a 3-run pinch hit homer to Juan Pierre, and that was your final. The Mets' 5-game winning streak came to a close. Marlins got a victory yesterday, 4-3 on Xbox. So where we stand right now in today's game, we're at 0-0 in the 5th inning. The Mets have a guy on second base with nobody out, and Jeff McNeil, the batter. And McNeil's going to single up the middle. They're going to hold Johnson at third. So the Mets are in business here. First and third, nobody out for Curtis Granderson. That's the 4th hit for the Mets. Can the Grandy man come through here? All right, so Curtis Granderson's he's gonna bounce into a 4-6-3 double play, but a run is gonna come in. Howard Johnson scores. He will not get credit for an RBI on the double play, but a run is in, and it is now 1-0 Mets here in the 5th. Nobody on base, 2 outs. Steven Matz, the batter. And Matz hits one into the gap, and that's going to be a double. So Steven Matz, second double for the Mets this inning. So with 2 outs, we have a man on second. Mets lead it 1-0 for Turkey Stearns. And Stearns singles up the middle. Matz is going to hold. So that's the second hit for the center fielder Stearns today. That's the 4th hit for the Mets this inning. So we got first and third, 2 outs. Mets have already scored 1. This is David Wright. And Wright singles up the middle. That's going to bring home Matz. Stearns will stop at second. So first and second, 2 outs. 2 runs are in for the Mets here in the 5th inning on the strength of 5 base hits. Getting to Matt Harvey here in the 5th. This is Pete Alonso. And Alonso's going to double. Stearns scores. Wright is held at third. So 3 runs are in. That's the 6th hit of the inning for the Mets. They had 2 hits through the first 4. Second and third. 2 outs for Piazza. Piazza singles up the middle. 2 runs are going to score. The Mets have exploded here in the 5th. 5 runs on 7 hits. Now the scorebook is starting to look a little messy here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so 7 of the 8 Mets in this inning have reached base. The only one that didn't was Curtis Granderson, hit to a 4-6-3 double play. 5 runs are in. And here's Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry flies out to center to end the inning. But the Mets put up 5 runs on 7 hits here in the 5th to take a 5-0 lead. So if anyone's watching this thinking like, oh, it's rigged, he's a Mets fan. Look, the Mets lost a wild card game in the Utopian last year. I'm still not over it. They lost 9-1. They hosted that game and lost to the Yankees. The Mets are in 7th place this year in the Utopian. And this is, I believe, the 10th game we've done. Board Ninjas Woodworking. And I think the Mets are 3-6. So it's definitely not rigged. I'm definitely presenting this as I roll it. The Mets do score 5 runs in the fifth to make it 5-0 over Durham. Matt Harvey's day is done. He pitched brilliantly up until that fifth inning, but he gave up 7 hits in that inning. So we're going to close the book on Harvey. 5 runs, all earned on 8 hits. He struck out 1, didn't walk a batter. Pitcher due up fourth, no designated hitter in the utopian baseball universe. So Steven Matz now working with a 5-0 lead here as we enter the bottom of the fifth. Leadoff batter is going to be Gleyber Torres. And Torres strikes out looking for the second time. So that's 4 strikeouts for Matz. This is Gio Urshela. He walked his first time. And he strikes out. 3 of the last 4 Bulls batters have gone down on strikes. And here's Keston Hiura. And he strikes out. So Steven Matz strikes out the side on 12 pitches. That's 6 strikeouts now for Matz through 5 innings. Mets have 5 runs on 9 hits. Bulls have no runs on 2 hits. We'll update the banner here. We head to the top of the 6th. It's the Mets 5 and the Bulls nothing. All right, top of the 6th. New pitcher for the Bulls is going to be Calvin Schiraldi. Calvin Schiraldi, who, of course, a former Met. We know as Mets fans, he participated in a couple games in the 1986 World Series. He's going to be asked to stop the bleeding here as the Mets will lead off the inning with Howard Johnson. He doubled to lead off that big 5th inning where the Mets scored 5 runs on 7 hits. And Howard Johnson singles up the middle. I had a dice spinning. I wanted to let it finish its course there. So second hit for Johnson. Tenth hit for the Mets. Leadoff batter on. Here's Jeff McNeil. And McNeil's going to pop up to the third baseman, 1 away. Curtis Granderson's 0 for 2 today. He's the only Met without a base hit. And he draws a 1-out walk here. So the Mets have 2 on, nobody out. Or 1 out, I'm sorry. Steven Matz will hit for himself. And he hits a deep fly ball to center, but that's going to be caught. So 2 away here in the 6th for Turkey Stearns. And Stearns strikes out to end the inning. Let's get a couple on. Do not score. Now 10 hits for the Mets. Schiraldi gets out of it. Now, as we head to the bottom of the 6th here, Bulls are down 5-0. Schiraldi, his day is going to be done because the Bulls have their pitcher due up right now. They're going to bring up pinch hitter is going to be Dick Allen. Dick Allen facing Steven Matz here in the 6th inning. And he hits a deep fly ball to the gap. That's going to be a leadoff double for Allen. So whenever I roll twice, it means that an outcome needs to be determined. One of the outcomes here is double, triple. So when I roll a 1 and a 6, I roll 1 dice a second time. If it ends up being a 6, it's a triple. Anything else is a double. So that's exactly what happened. Dick Allen is a leadoff double here in the 6th inning. The 3rd hit for the Durham Bulls. So we're in the bottom of the 6th. It's 5-0 Mets. So here's Monte Irvin. And he hits a fly ball to center. That's going to be caught. So Carlos Beltran is the batter. Man on second with 1 out. And he hits a fly ball to center field. Turkey Stern's camping under that, and he's got it. And this brings up Johnny Mize, the second baseman, 0 for 2 today. Johnny Mize draws a 4-pitch walk. So we have first and second, 2 outs. That's the second walk issued by Matz. That brings up Josh Gibson. And Josh Gibson's going to ground back to the mound. 1-3 putout ends the inning. So no runs, 1 hit. We're through 6. The Mets lead this one 5-0 as we head to the 7th inning. All right, 7th inning, here we go. Due up for the Mets going to be David Wright, Pete Alonso, and Mike Piazza. Another new pitcher for the Durham Bulls is going to be Brent Suter. Asked to pitch the 7th here. And David Wright hits a grounder to short. That'll be gobbled up, and Wright is retired. He's 1 for 3 today. Here's Pete Alonso. RBI double his last time. And he draws a walk. First walk, I believe, issued by the Bulls today. So 1 on, 1 out for Piazza. Piazza flies to deep center, but that's going to be caught. 2 away. For Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry's 1 for 3 today. And Strawberry lines to the first baseman, so nothing doing here in the 7th inning for the Mets. They draw a walk, do not score. We head to the bottom of the 7th, stretch time here in Durham. It's 5-0 Mets. Quick synopsis of the game so far. Matt Harvey, heading into the 5th inning, had retired 9 straight Mets. He gave up 2 hits heading into that inning. The Mets then got a double from Johnson, a single from McNeil, and then Curtis Granderson grounded into a double play that put the Mets on the board. He wasn't credited with an RBI. And then the wheels came off for Harvey. A double to Matz, single to Stern, single for Wright, double for Alonso, single for Piazza. Mets put up 5 runs in the 5th, and that's where we are. Bottom of the 7th, 5-0 Mets. Leadoff batter for the Bulls, Dwight Evans. Evans hits a ground ball to short. That's going to be handled by Howard Johnson. 1 away. Here's Gleyber Torres. Torres singles up the middle. His first hit today. Here's Urshela, 0 for 1 with a walk. And he flies out to center field. 2 away, Keston Hira, the batter. Hira hits one into the gap. That's going to be extra bases. Torres digging around third. He's going to score. Hira's trying for third, and he's going to be in there with an RBI triple as the Durham Bulls are on the board here. In the 7th, RBI triple for Keston Hira makes it 5-1 here in the 7th. All right, so 5-1 Bulls, man on third. We're going to see another pinch hitter here for the Bulls. This is going to be Hideki Matsui facing Steven Matz, 5-1. And Matsui singles up the middle, and it's 5-2. All right, so looks like Davey Johnson is going to call for Turk Wendell to enter the game. Matz today went 6 2/3, gave up 2 runs. The runner on first belongs to him. 6 2/3 innings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits allowed, 2 runs, both earned. And Turk Wendell is going to be asked to get the last out here in the 7th. Let's update the score for you here. All right, 5-2 Mets. Man on first, 2 outs. Monty Irvin, the batter. Irvin's going to ground to short. That's going to end the inning. But the Bulls get 2 runs on 3 hits to make it 5-2 as we enter the 8th inning. All right, new pitcher for the Durham Bulls is going to be Brian Harvey. One of 2 Harveys on this roster. So Brian Harvey facing Howard Johnson here in the 8th. 5-2 Mets. Howard Johnson's going to pop to the shortstop, 1 away. Here's Jeff McNeil. McNeil hits a fly ball to center. That's going to be caught. 2 away for Curtis Granderson. Granderson singles up the middle, so every New York Met has a base hit today. We're going to see a pinch batter here for Wendell. Wendell went 1/3 of an inning today, did his job, getting Irvin to ground out. But pinch batter here is going to be Keith Hernandez. So Keith Hernandez hitting here in the 8th with 2 outs. And Granderson on first. The pitch to Hernandez is hit to deep right field, but that is going to be caught. And the Mets go down here in the 8th. All right, so 12 hits for the Mets. 6 hits for the Bulls. As we head to the bottom of the 8th, it's 5-2 Mets. All right, so new pitcher here in the 8th is going to be Jesse Orozco facing Carlos Beltran. Beltran singles up the middle. Second hit of the day for Beltran. Here's Johnny Mize. Mize hits one into the gap. It's going to be a single, but Beltran is going to advance to third. So the Bulls are in business here in the 8th. First and third, nobody out. Jesse Orozco facing Josh Gibson. Gibson lines out to the second baseman, 1 away. Gibson 0 for 4 today. Bulls are 2 on and 1 out for Dwight Evans. And Dwight Evans with a single up the middle. Beltran's going to score. Mize digging for third. Suddenly it's a 5-3 ball game. First and third, 1 out. Tying run is at first base. It's now 5-3. Let's update the score. Bottom of the 8th here, 1 out. First and third, Gleyber Torres facing Jesse Orozco. And he strikes out for the 3rd time. 2 on, 2 out for Gio Urshela. Urshela hits a fly ball to left field, but that's going to be caught to end the inning. The Bulls score again. 1 run on 3 hits in the inning. Five-3 Mets as we head to the 9th inning. All right. So again, a quick synopsis here. Mets scored all 5 of their runs in the 5th on 7 hits, chasing Matt Harvey after 5. The Bulls have been scratching back, 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. The Mets have 5 runs on 12 hits. The Bulls have 3 runs on 9 hits. All right, so here we go. 9th inning. Another new pitcher for Durham. Harvey went 5, then Schiraldi, then Suter, then Harvey. Pitching now is Francisco Cordero. Here in the top of the 9th. Leadoff batter is going to be Turkey Stearns. Stearns hits one into the gap. That's going to be extra bases. Stearns can fly. He's digging around. He's going to head for third, and it's going to be a leadoff triple for Turkey Stearns. That's his 3rd hit today. He's got 2 singles and a triple. So we have a man on third, nobody out for David Wright. And David Wright hits a fly ball to left field. That's got a chance, folks, and it's out of here. David Wright with a 2-run homer. He comes up big like he did yesterday. Here in the 9th inning as the Mets now lead at 7-3 on a 2-run homer by David Wright. Certainly not over, folks, but another big hit for David Wright in a big situation. He's got 3 RBIs on the day now. All right, Pete Alonso, the batter. And Alonso hits a fly ball to center, but that's going to be caught. 1 away. Here's Mike Piazza. Piazza hits one into the gap. That's going to be extra bases. He's digging around. He's going to settle with a double. So a man on second, 1 out for Darryl Strawberry. And Strawberry's going to ground out. Piazza holds at second. 2 away for Howard Johnson. And Howard Johnson's going to pop up to end the inning. But the Mets add 2 on a 2-run homer by David Wright. 3 hits in the inning. $15 hits for the Mets today. 7-3 now as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Looks like Arasu was going to start the 9th. He gave up a run in the 8th. This is a safe situation. He entered the game with a 3-run lead. He now has a 4-run lead. In the bottom of the 9th here, Keston Hiura. We're going to see a pinch hitter and then Monty Irvin. 7-3 Mets here in the 9th. And Hiura's going to bounce to short, 1 away. Pinch hitter for the Bulls is going to be Bobby Bonds. Bobby Bonds facing Jesse Orosco. And he draws a walk. So 1 on, 1 out for Monty Irvin. Irvin lines out to David Wright, 2 away. So the Mets are 1 out away from taking game 1 here in Durham. It's 7-3 in the 9th. Bulls have a man on first with 2 outs for Carlos Beltran. Beltran hits a fly ball to left field. Curtis Granderson camping under this one, and he's got it as the Mets win this one today. Final score 7-3. So let's update this for anyone watching. We have a final. Mets win at 7-3. Quick post-game show here. Again, Mets scored 5 in the 5th inning on 7 hits. Matt Harvey was cruising at that point, gave a retired 9 straight Mets heading into that inning. The Bulls chipped away. They scored 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th to make it 5-3. David Wright with a big 2-run homer in the 9th to put the Mets up 7-3. Orozco takes care of it in the ninth. Winning pitcher today, Steven Matz, takes the win. Matt Harvey the loss. Jesse Orozco the save. Game 2 of this series is tomorrow night. Jerry Kuzman versus Gaylord Perry. And then on Wednesday, we have another interesting matchup. We have Noah Syndergaard. I'm sorry, let me take that back. The pitching matchup tomorrow is Doc Gooden versus Old Hoss Radbourne. I was thinking 5s are going tomorrow. 3s are going tomorrow. So it's Doc Gooden versus Old Hoss Radbourne. And then Thursday, we have Noah Syndergaard versus Bartolo Colon. For the second time in 3 days, former Mets teammates will match up in the series. So there you have it. Mets win it 7-3. Tonight, probably about 10:30 or so, you'll get the Utopian Baseball Universe report. I'll do a write-up of all the scores and highlights for today. 8 games on the docket today. Again, if you're new to the group, welcome. If you have any questions about what this is or why I do it, feel free to reach out to me. We hit 1,000 members today. Very excited. No Xbox game tomorrow. We'll return with Xbox on Wednesday night, 10 o'clock Central, Cubs and Dodgers. Take care.